Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Friday, the 15th of November 2024, and in today's video I want to highlight specifically, if you like, okay, why is it that if you go to the book of Revelation chapter 11 verses 3, okay, and also on verse 6, why is it that, of course, in the book of Revelation, that the names of both Moses and Elijah are not mentioned, okay, but rather um, it is mentioned that these are actually going to be the two witnesses. Okay, so this is actually quite interesting, and God has a purpose in everything that God does. Okay, and so we actually have to ask ourselves a question. Uh, why are they called witnesses and not by their proper names? So I do actually have a program here. Okay, so today is the 15th of November 2024. Okay, in this video is about the atonement prophets, okay, or the true witnesses, okay, and they are going to be used for a specific mission. Now, the true witnesses are, of course, Moses and Elijah, and we can read about them, of course, not only in the book of Malachi, but also in the book of Revelation 11 verse 3, and also on Revelation 11 verse 6, okay. Now, let me show you where these two prophets, if you like, are mentioned in the book of Malachi. Okay, now I've got a page marker here, so bear with me. So Moses is actually here on Malachi, okay, chapter 3, verse 1, but you actually have to decipher this. Now, I know the Bible scholars have different opinions regarding this, okay. People think that my messenger refers to actually John the Baptist, okay, because he says here, prepare the way before me, just like John the Baptist did. He prepared the way before Jesus, but I'm not of that opinion, okay. I actually believe that it's actually Moses, because look what it says here, behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And I can see that people see as the way people think that it's John the Baptist, but then if you read further, and it reads, and the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant whom you delight in. Now, there is a messenger of the covenant whom the Jewish people delight in, but the messenger of the covenant is not actually John the Baptist, okay? Because, and I'll prove it to you, because if you go to Exodus, okay, chapter 24, verse 7, and it reads, and he, meaning Moses up here on verse 6, and he, Moses, took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people. Okay, so Moses uh, took the book of the covenant. Okay, and so it cannot be, according to Malachi here, chapter 3, verse 1, it cannot be, um, the messenger here cannot be John the Baptist, because he quite clearly is not the messenger of the covenant. The messenger of the covenant is actually quite clearly Moses. But anyway, if you have another opinion on this, that's fine. Long story short, I just want to get back to talking about why is it that in Revelation 11 3, the two witnesses are not referred by their name. I'm just trying to get to the page here. Okay, are not referred by their proper names, as in Moses and Elijah. Okay, but rather as two witnesses, and this is actually done on purpose. Okay, now what we have to consider is that when we ask this question, why are they called witnesses and not by their proper name? There must be a reason. Okay, now if you look at the definition of a witness on Google, it reads a witness is a person, okay, who has information. I want you to remember this: information or knowledge, okay, about an event, meaning the tribulation period, or issue that is relevant to something in particular, okay. So these two witnesses, Moses and Elijah, as witnesses, according to the definition here, they must have information or knowledge about an event. Okay? So, what is that information or knowledge about the event? The knowledge and the information that they're going to have in the future is prophecy, because it says here, they shall prophesy. Okay, so if you follow on verse 3, okay, chapter 11, verse 3, and I will keep power unto my two witnesses, Moses and Elijah, okay, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, meaning 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth, okay, in those ancient clothes, if you like, okay. Now, I just told you that a witness has to have information or knowledge about an event, and so the event, of course, is going to be the tribulation period, but the knowledge that they're going to have is knowledge of prophesying, and of course, being the two witnesses to Israel, they're actually going to prophesy that Jesus is the real Messiah. Okay, and also notice how on verse 6 it says here, these, meaning Moses and Elijah, have power to shut heaven. Okay, that it rain not in the days of prophecy. Well, this is what the power that Elijah has in his days of prophesying when he was dealing with King Ahab. Okay, and the power over waters to turn them to blood and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. Okay, so they're going to be having these powers, both Moses and Elijah. Okay, but Moses was the one that had power to turn water into blood and to smite the earth with all plagues. Remember, he was dealing with Pharaoh. Okay, because God hardened the heart of Pharaoh. Okay, so they're going to have these powers, both Elijah and Moses. Okay, but the interesting thing is that the names are not being mentioned. It says, "Oh, these are the ones that have all these powers." Okay, and why is it that on verse 6 and on verse 3 we don't read their names, but they are being referred to as witnesses? The reason that they are being referred as witnesses is for a very specific mission, and it's actually on purpose. That's right, it's on purpose. Now, uh, John the Apostle, whom I believe is the writer of the book of Revelation, is actually not writing the name of Moses and Elijah, but referring them as witnesses because, okay, if you read verse 4 here in Revelation 11, it's because these two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of earth. So these two olive trees, if you like, and two candlesticks is kind of like a figure of speech, okay, as in a representation of power, because they are going to be standing before the God of earth. Now, why is it that Jesus is sending both Moses and Elijah to fulfill the Feast of Atonement or Yom Kippur? Because it's saying here that they are standing before the God of the earth. In other words, that God is sending them to represent Him, okay, standing before God. So Jesus is sending Moses and Elijah as his representatives before God. Now, why is God doing this? And why is God emphasizing that they are going to be witnesses and not referring to them with specific names? You know why? Why is God is using these two as standing before Him? Because if you go over to Revelation 6, Jesus, the Lamb, is too busy opening up the seals, okay, and dishing out the wrath of God during the tribulation period, not only with the seals, but you also have the trumpets, the seven trumpets, the seven bowls, and the three woes. So Jesus is going to be dishing, okay, the Lamb, too busy opening up the seals and so on, dishing out the wrath of God. And that is why God is making it quite clear here in Revelation 11 that, hey, I'm not even going to mention them by their proper names because I need to emphasize the importance that these people are going to stand before me as witnesses, because I cannot do this because I'm opening up the seals on here on Revelation 6. I'm opening up the seals as a lamb. I'm too busy. I have to dish out the wrath of God. And so, you know what Jesus is saying? I'm not even going to mention their names because it's just too important that they come down as my witnesses. Okay? Jesus is doing this on purpose. These are my true witnesses. Okay? He alludes to them secondary, okay, with what they did in the past here on verse 6. But they have to stand before God. They have to represent God, okay, to fulfill that feast of atonement on Yom Kippur, because we know that we have three feasts that are left, okay. Now, if you go to Leviticus 23, you will read about the seven feast of God, okay, and there are three remaining full feasts yet to be fulfilled. You know, the rapture of the church when Jesus comes down to take his signs. Um, that's going to be fulfilling the Feast of Trumpets or Yom Teruah. So Jesus will be doing this atik atonement on Yom Kippur. Jesus can't do it because he's sending his two witnesses standing before God. These two witnesses, Moses and Elijah, are going to be doing this before God, representing him, because I just told you that in Revelation 6, God is too busy opening up the seals and dishing the wrath during the tribulation period. Okay, and of course, this will be done by Moses and Elijah in tabernacles, of course, with Jesus. Okay, so there is a reason, okay, why the two witnesses are called witnesses and not by their proper name. There must be a reason, okay, and the reason is to emphasize that they're going to be standing before God. That's why they are being labeled as witnesses. God is not even using their names. It's like, forget about your names. First of all, I want you to come as two witnesses to actually represent me. Represent me. That's the most important thing. And of course, you have names, okay? But that's secondary to what you need to do standing before me to represent me, okay? So this is why, folks, okay? So yeah, I'm just showing you the program here. I'm just scanning it in case you want to pause later and have a look. Okay, so let me quickly just show you Leviticus. Talks about it reads. We can read there in the Bible about the seven feast of God. Okay, so of course you can do this in your own time. Okay, so I believe that I do have a page marker here. Okay, so head over to Leviticus chapter 23. Okay, and it talks about the seven feasts. Okay, concerning the feast of the Lord. Okay, Passover, unleavened bread, and so on, first fruits, and so on. Okay, and here I just got to go over the page here. Okay, and that's one, of course, being tabernacles, but of course Moses and Elijah will have to fulfill this one, atonement. Okay. So yeah, this is it, folks. I just wanted to emphasize the importance of the two witnesses, Moses and Elijah, and why they're actually called or being referred to as witnesses and not by their proper names. The names are actually secondary. The main mission is to be witnesses, to represent, to stand before God, so to make sure that that feast of atonement is actually fulfilled by God using Moses and Elijah, so that gets fulfilled. Okay, folks. All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.